Thank you for joining us this early, relatively early in the morning for our first session of the day. So tech trends and beyond borders. Now, my name is Elina Pedersen. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of your Bourse, the fastest trade execution technology on the market. And I have a very exciting set of panelists here, and I will let them introduce themselves. Dennis, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Dennis Weissert from iSAM Securities. We're a liquidity provider and technology provider.
Hi, good morning. My name's Jon Light. I work for Devexperts, and I head up the OTC division. We build trading platforms for FX, crypto, exchange-traded derivatives, for brokers, exchanges, and prop firms.
Hello, good morning. Not working? Working. Amazing. Hello, my name is Or. I'm from Panda Trading System. Panda Trading System basically develop trading software for brokers. We are developing a lot of tools that assist brokers to operate, such as CRM, trading platforms, mobile application, IB systems, etc., etc.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lola Nigmatova. I'm the Global Head of Partnerships at Tools for Brokers. Tools for Brokers is a leading bridge and a plugin provider in the market. I've been in the industry for the past 8 years, witnessed a lot of changes, so I'm looking forward to discuss those changes today on the panel. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with the esteemed experts here. My name is Muthu Kumaran. I represent Finex here. We're a Singapore-based ISO-certified company, provides specialized solutions for FX and multi-asset brokers. Looking forward to the discussions here.
Thank you. So I think we will, well, I guess it's a bit of a tradition already. Before we look at the trends, I think it's important to look back. And if and obviously all of us, we work with brokers, right, and financial firms. So if we look back in 2022, at the end of 2022, and at the majority of 2023, you would often hear the feedback that the years were challenging for the brokers in terms of their P&L, in terms of capturing alpha. So I'd like to hear maybe your opinion of what you're hearing from your clients, and is 2024 already as challenging, or is it better, and why is it so? So Dennis, maybe we start with you since you're the closest to me.
Yes, working with brokers for many, many years and have many friends in the industry. The feedback I got about 2022 and 2023 was that there were very weak months and very strong months. And more sophisticated, bigger brokers could just handle this better, which is a good thing for us because it means that brokers appreciate high quality liquidity and technology even more. And for 2024, I think we have good news. So from what I heard, Q1 was closed already very profitable for many people I talked to, and we have a lot of volatility ahead. There will be elections around the world, important elections, gold is moving. So good news. I think we look for a good year for the whole industry.
Lola, are you seeing similar trends, or?
Well, yeah, I will agree with Dennis. I saw the trend that the bigger brokers in the past years, they became even bigger. But I think the medium-sized brokers, they were challenged a lot because we can agree that there was a lot of changes happening in regulation for the past years. And I think brokers didn't really have time to adjust or to change something internally. However, I think in 2024, we see the market changing a lot. We see the brokers adopting. We see them adopting different trading platforms, for example. So I do have a better estimation for 2024 for all type of brokerage companies.
Very true. And I think when we look at the changes that's been happening, especially in 2023, what we've been noticing, again, if we look back, that the brokers are becoming more multi-platform than they used to be. Like it used to be very, very common for a broker to just have one trading platform, and that was the only platform they would offer to the market. Now, Jon, if you don't mind, what's your take on that? What do you see?
Yeah, definitely over the past 2 years, we've seen a big movement from brokers just having one platform moving to multi-platforms, 2, 3, even 4 platforms. And I think this is down to a number of reasons. The first is risk mitigation. About a year and a half ago, the MetaTrader apps got taken out of the app stores. Brokers started to get worried about what was happening there. A lot of them, it was their only option for mobile trading. Last year, we saw that they got a lot stricter on white labels. They got a lot stricter with prop firms. So lots of brokers are looking to mitigate that risk. The second is diversification. Brokers want to target different client bases. And we've seen, for example, over the past 3 years, lots of traders that started trading through on crypto. They were used to trading on Binance and Bybit and that kind of layout. And now they're starting to trade other asset classes, and they want the same user experience that they're used to. We also see a massive number of traders on TradingView. I think they have 60 million active users. People really want to have that experience. We see traders that are mobile first. So really, like diversifying your platforms to be able to target all of these different traders is really important. And then the last is the tech capabilities. So a few years ago, it was actually quite difficult to have multiple platforms, but with the rise and the increase in the development of the bridges and the LP hubs that now can support multiple platforms, they can enable a broker to run their risk in one place. They can run their B-book. They can set up all of their pricing. And they can control executions. If you're running that across multiple platforms without this capability, it will become a nightmare. But the ability to net into one place is really important. And then finally, the CRM providers. Now they're able to connect into all of the different platforms. A trader can sign up. They can select the trading platform that they want to trade on. They can have multiple accounts on multiple platforms. They can move funds between the two. So Devexperts, we really thank the bridge providers and the CRM providers.
That's actually a very good point regarding the platforms and the brokers having to have that central point of entry. And we are also seeing that you must have the central order book. You must be able to offer that liquidity depletion, because if you don't do it, it's a massive risk. It's a trading risk, right? Lola, did you do a lot of integrations? Did you see the similar trend?
Yes, I actually absolutely agree with John. Let's say a few years back, we could see the trend that the majority of the brokerage companies on the market would stick around with one trading platform. The trend completely changed in the past few months since last year. So we at Tools for Brokers usually we like to be ahead of the trend, but we saw the need on the market that the brokers were actually keen to implement more than one trading platforms. So one of our flagship product, which is Trade Processor, we implemented it to all the majority of the trading platforms on the market. So nowadays, broker, despite of whatever platform he wants to use, he's still able to use the Tools for Brokers technology, support, and the knowledge as well. So yeah, I absolutely agree with John in that sense.
Fantastic. I think knowledge is a really good point as well, because I can see that in the industry, like for our support as well, we need to hire people who understand DX, for example, or Panda, or obviously you offer a platform as well, right?
Yes, exactly. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So basically, John and Lola covered most of the stuff. So yes, most of the brokers shifted in September 22 to other platform because of what happened with Meta. It's due to risk mitigation. Obviously, broker didn't thought that some kind of this thing can happen in the market. So after they saw that this thing really happened, they start to look for alternative as well. It doesn't say that Meta is not the dominant platform in the market currently, but still other brokers, there are plenty of brokers that are using other technologies today. Now, in terms of CRM, I can say that in Panda specifically, and I know also that our competitors are doing it also, is that right now we are using the method of a multi-platform. So basically you have one web trader, one mobile application, and in the backend it can be connected to several trading platforms from MT4, MT5, C-Trade, because obviously you want to mitigate your risk, but still you don't want to give a bad experience for your clients. You don't want to give them one application that they will be able to trade one trading platform and one other application to onboard and one other application to do other stuff. So basically, they want one simple application that will contain all of the things that a client should do.
Fabulous. I think another important trend, if we're now covering all the trends, is the prop trading. And there are more and more firms that are popping up that are offering prop trading and not a traditional brokerage. Muthu, I guess you're the only person who didn't have a chance to speak yet. So what is your view on the prop trading firms? Are they here to stay? What do you see?
Sure. I hope you can all hear me. Okay. 2022 and 2023 was not a good year for brokers. I think you guys all briefly mentioned. So brokers require a strong segment to grow in the upcoming years. It's not just, of course, like last year we talked about multi-asset offerings and we talked about multiple platforms. I think the way the industry is getting matured so much that we need an ecosystem, a strong ecosystem. I think which ecosystem is going to win is going to be determined next year, or probably the way we all structure ourselves. But when it comes to prop trading, 2024 is going to be an incredible year for brokers. Prop trading is going to be a segment, going to make brokers investment profile. Not only that, even the investment it's going to bring to the brokers and prop firm is going to be tremendous. Given all the data, the success of other prop firms in the industry, I know there are a lot of regulatory issues and stuff is happening and hampering the growth, but it is all growth pain. Because, whenever there is a growth, there is always a lot of impacts come into play, but eventually the tech provider has to provide the right solution so that firms can, channel through the growth via prop firms.
I completely agree, and we have a partnership with the FBFX, and what we see for every one broker that we onboard 2 prop firms, because that's the new trend, and that's how new companies are entering the market. But they're becoming more sophisticated, so they understand the need for the tools and risk management, and they understand that they need to run the company prudently, if that's the correct word for it. Go for it.
So firstly, prop trading is not a new thing. When I started in the city in London 17, 18 years ago, I worked for a prop firm, and we had a
real one, though.
A real one. So we had rows of desks. Traders would come in, use our technology, and we had the risk guys with like 45 screens. I think they had each, where they're monitoring everything. What's happened over the past few years is there's been this rise in prop trade tech providers, which is not just a CRM but also prop risk management software. And in the retail space, going back 7 years ago, FTMO and some of the older guys started coming in. But for us, it wasn't until about 2 years ago we saw a big trend, people looking to take the platform for prop trading. And then 6 months ago, it really started to kick off. And in the past 2 months, it's gone absolutely crazy. Like, I would say even 1 to 10 ratio on like brokers to props coming into us. This, again, it was MetaTrader changed some rules. They didn't like the way the props were kind of grey labeling through brokers. And now they're all kind of coming after different platforms. And they're really looking to diversify. All of them have 2, 3, 4 platforms that they provide. And every week I'm amazed on the size of the industry, the number of prop firms coming through, the localization, prop firms from every single corner of the world, small countries you wouldn't expect there'd be a market for it. And then even some of these medium prop firms that are coming through, they're bringing through tens of thousands of accounts, like numbers that a retail FX broker would take years to get to. And they've been around for months, and every week I'm amazed. And then the industry around it over the past 6 months as well, all of the tech providers coming and adding solutions to it. But what I think the future of prop trading will be is what's kind of started to happen again over the past few months. We're seeing more and more regulated brokers starting to get into the space. IC Markets announced their prop firm, Handtech, Oanda, Axi, and I think that will be how it will progress, because at the moment, there's the regulation behind prop firms is not there, and it's all built around trust. And I think you'll see more and more of the brokers that have maybe had a few years hard, low volumes. They'll look to get into this marketplace.
I think interestingly though, if we look at those bigger names, regulated bigger names that offer prop trading, the main difference that you will find is that before you can pass any challenge, you would actually have to go through the KYC. So it's a very standard procedure, similar with any regulated brokers. And I think um, that's the reason they're still able to retain their MetaTrader license as well. But yeah, I think exciting times ahead. Any more comments on prop firms, or should we move to the next trend?
I think this, as John said, the prop firm are here and always been here. Like he worked in 17 years ago, I worked 10 years ago in TradeNet. We offer prop firm. We are seeing the wave of a lot of prop firm right now due to regulation and due to banking issues that Forex broker had. Now, the wave increased in the couple of months. I can see that each second lead that we are getting is interested in prop. But when we dig into those leads, I can tell you that 80% of them would not survive more than 2-3 years. They want some quick solution for their unregulated Forex broker that they had previously, that right now they cannot operate, and right now they are saying, okay, instead of selling Forex, I would sell education, and I will swipe through education. This thing will not last forever. It will last for the next 1 year, 2 years, until regulators, and already regulators are putting eye on it. And the big ones who are actually doing prop, that are actually educating their clients, the ones who are actually, their business model is actually educating the client to be professional traders and gain money for them, those one will survive.
Okay, great. Right, so last trend, I guess, from the ones we've discussed before. AI, where would we be without AI? We have to talk about AI. If we don't talk about AI, we failed. Right, Muthu, I know you had a lot to say on that.
So thanks, Elina. So AI is a broad term that we use. So it is, which is used to automate task. Previously, it has 3 entities to it. One is the ML, which has a lot of algorithms, which learns data and process and takes decisions in behalf of humans. The other entity is the NLP, which reads human language, process audio, text, and other aspects of the content that we generate. The third one is the advent, which made AI available for all the segments for last 2 years, which is the GAN, which creates new content based on the new, from the existing data. So with all 3 algos put together, forms a good solution for any AI platform in our industry. So right now, right, so previously 10 years back, AI was just on the papers and investor page. Primarily, it is only available for all the big enterprise organization. Now, with the advent of ChatGPT, a lot of other ready-made algorithms available in the market. There are marketplace coming up for even small SMEs can take advantage of those APIs and generate any sort of automations they require. Because now in the industry is more about optimization and operations efficiency, because we are moving towards cost-cutting trend. So AI is going to be playing a major role in that.
I think there is a general confusion between machine learning and an AI, though, in the industry. But we do use a lot of it, at least in our day-to-day operations. We definitely see the benefit of it. Or do you offer any AIs to your clients?
Yes, so AI exactly is something that every business needs. Okay, now AI is a really general term, but let's divide it to the general tasks that AI can do and specific tasks that AI can do for businesses. So I can tell you that personally, I've been looked around across something like 150 AI tools in the past 1 year or so. I'm using some of 8 or 7 tools and some technology that we implemented in our work. I can tell you that today, a lot of repetitive tasks that I've done myself, right now I have a robot that is doing them for me, and I will give an example.
What's his name?
Rami. This is one of them. But I will give you an example. Right now, I have a robot that joins me in every Zoom meeting, every Skype meeting, and basically every business meeting that I have. After the meeting is finished, he gives me a summarize of all the conversation, and within one click, he can send an email with all the summary and an action item to all of the participants. Not only that, he can also schedule follow-ups and et cetera, et cetera. So only using these tools saves me something like 1 hour per day. Not speaking about my sales department and the marketing department that obviously are using plans of tools from creating presentation to localization of ads. So in the past, if you're a marketing expert and you want to localize your content, it was a headache. But today, with all the tools that there are, I can easily create the same ad for Japanese clients, for Chinese clients, and for European clients without breaking my head. Now, those tools also can do A/B testing for themselves. They are checking what's good and what's bad. So this is the kind of tools that we are using. Now, obviously, in terms of brokers, we are implementing a lot of AI tools. We've been, for the past 3 years, a beta tester of Google Israel with their Vision AI. We implemented an AI KYC verification. We implemented a lot of supporting tools for sales and support agent. But I can tell you that in the past couple of months, it's a bit sad, but this is the reality. From supportive tools, it became a replacement tool. So right now, basically, we are working on a robot that will replace support agents. And currently, the product is great. And I believe that in the next couple of months, we will be able to also replace sales agents. So if somebody wants to hear our robot feels like...
So if someone wants to talk to a robot,
yes, he can come and I will give him the number.
John, being the company that has the most developers, are you planning to replace your developers with AI?
I don't think so. Yeah, we Devexperts, we have over 1,000 developers. We do lots of projects for other big brokers and exchanges. We actually have a special department for AI and machine learning. We have a few products that we offer. One of them is called Devexer, which is like Or was mentioning. It's a chatbot. So when we've plugged this into brokers and to prop firms, it's able to answer maybe 70% of the queries that come through. If they can't be answered, we send it off to either ChatGPT or we send it to a manual operator. When the answer comes through, we add it into the database. So this is something that can really save clients money. And I believe as a broker, the main things a broker is interested in is how can I reduce my risk, how can I reduce my cost and improve my revenue. So stuff like automating 70% of the queries that come through from clients is really, really handy. The question on taking out developers, actually with AI, we've probably increased our head count just because we're kind of keep getting up to date with this technology, but we don't see AI as something that will replace a developer. We see it as something that will augment their job, make them more efficient, more active. I don't think there's any firm out there that does development that doesn't have a big backlog of like 5 years, and this is just helping reduce the number a bit, but we still add more stuff onto the backlog.
I completely agree. Like, we looked at it, and when you look at our code that we write, if you want to optimize for speed, and AI cannot write that code. But we are hearing a lot. You will see that through this conversation, we're hearing a lot more about brokers being cost effective and trying to optimize and trying to find a way to improve their profitability ratio. So Dennis, is that something that you see as a trend as well?
Yeah, so I see that brokers checking their value for money. Brokers are getting smarter, means they are looking at the technology and they are willing to spend money if they get value out of it. So I don't see any tight pockets, but they review old contracts, old technology, which doesn't provide the value they are looking for anymore. And I think that's a good thing. So with my operation background, when I'm thinking about money and optimization, I'm always thinking about streamlining processes and optimization, investing in technology. And if a broker the night shift dealing desk does a task every day, every night for multiple hours in an Excel sheet, that's just not a good thing. So and I want to think about, as a broker, do I increase my P&L and do I reduce manual work? So from our perspective, what we are focusing on, for example, in our risk tool Radar is Radar can flag an account and say, the broker want to look at the account and say, I can increase my P&L. And then there's more steps to it. What is the workflow? What else needs to be displayed for me to be efficient? What information do I need to make informed decisions? And that's what we are focusing on to do a good job and provide value.
That tool is offered as a package, right? Together with the liquidity. So it's a holistic solution, as I understand.
Oh, that's very interesting that you ask, because it's not. So we are very proud that we are not having an enclosed ecosystem where you have to take all our products, otherwise they don't work with each other. So if you want our liquidity, be my guest. We have very good liquidity, high quality. If you want our risk product, take the risk product. It works with multiple platforms. As we have discussed, multiple platforms are very important. It works totally without our liquidity. I don't want to lie to you, there's a benefit if you take multiple products from our site and have a partnership with us, but you don't have to.
Okay. So Lola, how do you improve profitability ratio of your clients? So how do you help that improve that?
Well, I think if we look at these subjects from the perspective of if the broker minimizes the downtimes, the crashes of the server, or the speed, improves the speed of execution, it already helps to minimize the risks and improve the profitability. So our company mainly focuses on providing the solutions that will help the broker to maximize the profit and minimize the risks by our flagship product Trade Processor, which has the internal after risk management system that helps to identify, some of the traders who will be sleepaging, for example, or putting some extra stress on the server. So I think starting from that perspective, it already helps to maximize the profit and minimize the risks. We do not directly involve with the profitability or with the financial result of the brokers, so I cannot comment beyond that. However, we do maximum that we can with our technology.
Okay. Well, the interesting bit here, though, it's a little bit conflicting, because if we think that the brokers are becoming more cost sensitive and trying to implement AIs to replace manual work, but at the same time, we've been saying that they've decided to become multi-platform. So they're obviously investing into platforms such as DX and Panda. So why do you think that is happening, or is that a trend as well?
Yeah, obviously adding an extra platform is not going to reduce your cost, but it will definitely, I believe, can increase your revenues. We see that brokers are a lot smarter in approaching the contract and approaching the terms. They don't like volume based fee contracts anymore, so we've changed all that. We charge based on accounts, not on volumes. But really, by diversifying, by adding platforms, you can really increase your volumes. We have 2 integrations with TradingView. From my perspective, if you're a regulated broker, it's an absolute no-brainer not to be on TradingView.com as a listed broker there. 60 million people logging into the platform. They see your name. They know the platform. They use the charts, and then they can trade on it. So really, by adding platforms, by diversifying, they can increase their revenues.
Basically, in Panda, we see a couple of things regarding brokers. So brokers always wanted to reduce their costs. This was always the situation. It's nothing new. Nobody likes to spend extra money. But lately, we encounter that brokers tend to spend money on things that brings them money. So it's very easy. If you will invest your resources as a tech company today in building a lot of supportive tools that will help the back office and will help the compliance, it will be great. But brokers will not pay a lot of money on it. But if you will create products that drive sales, help them in marketing, drive the revenue, then nobody will say no to it. Because nobody, including me, will refuse an offer to get an X amount of revenue if I'm paying 0.1x. Very simple.
Fair enough. So it's just clever spending. Okay, so we have 8 minutes left. I think I would like to come back to AI for a little bit because, Muthu, what you said is the AIs you've listed, all of them are more generative AIs. So I'm wondering, what are the AIs that we can use in our industry today to help improve the profitability ratio?
Sure, Elina. So I think, like John and Or mentioned about, so in the industry, apart from, of course, AI, we know that it helps manage risk for the clients and for the brokers, and it can definitely help in the customer support place. But the more important, now given all the regulatory framework issues and most of these brokers are leaving in the industry, identifying the fraudulent activities, both for the prop firms as well as for the IBs. FinNext is specifically working on this particular area where we allow the prop firms and we specialize in IB manager, the brokers to identify and create rules around the fraudulent checks, which automates, it gives an alert, and not only that, so the generative AI is like in last point I mentioned, last 2 years were tremendous years for AI because now the AI is in the hands of billions of people. So it's not only do sentiment analysis or predictive analysis, it also executes like how we think. So like we human think irrationally, whereas AI take rational decisions, which is more required for brokerage industry, right? So, and it has to be at a faster pace. So generative AI is gonna has a huge role to play in this space. Yes.
Dennis, do you have anything to add to that?
I think AI is an amazing tool. It's a massive tool, and to take it with our industry terms, high leverage, high risk. So I would advise everyone who is using AI or developing AI to allocate the right amount of resources.
I agree. That's a very, very good point. So we have a few minutes left, more than, well, a bit, five and a half. Is there anything that you would like to mention before I ask the audience to allow the audience to do some questions? Yeah?
I would like to mention on the AI, because we just spoke about it, about training models. I'm thinking that the AI, like we're saying AI, it's a really big word, but the models right now are, the results that is coming from them is 80% accurate. There is still 20% that needs the human eyes to watch over them, and I will give a quick example. I started testing a model based on a couple of indicators and based off company results in the reports, and it worked perfectly. Like I was amazed from the amount of work that was saved, the amount of manual work that I used to do previously and got saved. Now, when I tested it for a couple of months, it worked great on the big stocks like Apple, Google, Tesla, etc., etc. Now, when I started testing it on small stocks, then they gave me results. But when I compared the results for the market, I understand that the results are not accurate. Now, when I digged into the numbers, I understand that in parts that the AI didn't have the data, he invented it. So if I would ask an AI to tell me how much is the approximate revenue that is going to come for Apple from selling iPhone in Brazil, he would know to give me the number. But if I would ask him the same thing about some Indian or Israeli company that is doing the same, if he doesn't have the number, there is two outcomes. Either he will tell me I cannot do it, or either he will just invent a number and keep on going. And if I wouldn't look and dig in after, probably I would execute this strategy without without knowing that part of it is based on synthetic information that some robot created.
Of course, the learning part of the AI is incredibly important, and yeah, there is no way to get away from that. Dennis, you want to say something?
Yeah, one more thing to add. AI is buzz at the moment and is in the news and it's interesting, But technology is our time. We need good and fast technology. In our case, it was very important, a massive investment in being a market maker, being fast, creating our own price, which means that if you're fast, you're the first to move. And if you create your own price, you have more flexibility. And for a broker, that's good because a fast broker is less likely to be abused and more profitable on the book. And that would be an example where that's technology. And technology, that's why we're here. It's fintech and technology is driving all of us.
I think that's a very good final chord, and I completely agree with that. So let's take some questions. Any questions? You can raise your hand, and we'll make sure that you get a microphone.
I'm currently studying finance, and I have no clue what I'm going to do with my life. And if you can give me some pointers on where I should head, amazing. Thanks.
Did anyone hear that?
He said he's studying finance and he wants some pointers on what he should do with his life.
John, how do you feel of giving some pointers?
If you're just studying finance, I would also do some extra modules on technology, coding, start understanding that side of things, because most of the people that I went to university with that just did finance kind of went a bit more into a dead-end area, but the guys that did finance and technology have a lot more opportunities.
Mutu, I see you wanted to say something.
Yeah, so focus on one particular domain, because finance itself a big domain. So focus. It's very important because world is narrowing down on a specific skill set. They don't want any more generalist. So you have to focus on the domain.
Maybe I would add as well, because we're talking about the AI. Don't ignore the AI and also educate yourself in that sense as well.
Yes, please.
Most of the people are afraid of losing their money, their resources, or all the things that they invest in these platforms. What do you recommend us to do or to be aware of?
You mean as a trader or as a broker?
Investing our resources in the trading platforms.
Yeah, I think risk management. Make sure that you put your stop losses and take profits in where you want, and educate yourself. Don't get fooled by trends that you're watching on TikTok or something.
I think there is risk everywhere. You know, in life in general, there is risk everywhere, and there are in any industry there will be people who would try to. I don't want to say deceive you, but maybe that's the correct word. It's just about making sure that you have enough data and information to make an educated decision, or where are you investing. And in both trading or choosing a technology provider or starting your own business or giving someone else money for something else, you know. So it's just about spending the time to understand what you're doing. I think we're good. Yes? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
all.
Thank you.